The Clippers, man. Harden, Westbrook, Kawhi, Paul George, Tyronn Lue. Shout out Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue deserves all the flowers in the world. The Clippers have been outstanding over the course of the past, 2 weeks. They're currently on a 9-game winning streak. It's crazy because when I put all my notes down, I had all the data from, their current 8-game win streak. And then last night, they went into Dallas, beat Dallas. Obviously, it was a Kyrie-less Dallas team. But anytime Luka's on the court, he's going to obviously battle you to the end. That's just the respect you have for a guy of his caliber. But Clippers, 9-game win streak. We heard a lot of rumors about the James Harden, Russell Westbrook pairing. I've been someone that, and like I said on my recent Nass podcast on Instagram, I said how initially I was against it, but I kind of came around it. And my main reason was, like I said, at all times you're going to have an all-time playmaker on the court. People have been getting on James Harden for him going missing in the playoffs, certain games are being up and down. Well, now he has that luxury. He can have a bad game 4 because he plays with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. It might not make a difference. He can have a great game 6 and game 7. Maybe Paul George and Kawhi aren't shooting that well from the field, and he can help bring him home. That's really the difference between his situation in LA and his situation in Philly. There's just more firepower in LA. I feel like that was just plain and simple. It was just all about the fit. But back to what I was saying about the Russell Westbrook, James Harden lineups. They've been productive. Obviously, it took Russell Westbrook to go to the bench to make the fit more seamless. But at the same time, you do love to see not just a sacrifice, but the returns that come from it. Since Russ has gone to the bench, they've been one of the best teams in basketball, flat out. It's been more than just the 8-game win streak. They've been playing just better basketball as a whole. I don't even know where to start. This 8-game win streak, listen carefully. 8-game win streak. James Harden's averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 9.8 assists. He was shooting 51.7% from the field, a shade under 49% from 3, and 90 from the line. Kawhi Leonard, that same stretch, this 8-game win streak. It's 9, but this is 8. 29.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4 assists. Paul George, 21.6 points, 5.4 rebounds, 4 assists. Kawhi Leonard was shooting 62% from the field, 54.8% from 3, 95 from the line. Paul George was shooting 47% from the field, 44% from 3, and 95.2% from the line. So basically, the three-headed monster, Harden, Kawhi, and PG, have basically been 50, 40, 90 guys, averaging at least 24 and 4. Obviously, I know Kawhi is just a shade under 30 and Harden's averaging 10 assists, but you have 3 guys that are, especially Kawhi and George, they're competing at a high level on both sides of the court. Harden's pitching in when he can and getting more acclimated to rotation and their defense. But the all-around firepower is crazy. The only difference between this and whatever Harden was dealing with in Brooklyn was Kyrie and KD were just a little bit more, I don't want to say iso ball, but they were a little bit more score heavy or score focused. You know what I mean? Paul George is a guy that could average 27, 28 points per game if he wanted to, but his imprint on the game is, more all around, playing high level defense, being in the right spot, and he plays, different roles. He can handle the ball. You want him to run pick and roll. You want him to post up on the block. You want to run him around a couple screens, find some pin down shots for him. He can do all that. He's, kind of like that Swiss Army offensive player. And you pair that off with Kawhi Leonard, and the biggest reason why the Clippers have been on this crazy stretch is he's just been basically a top 5 player. I had my MVP mountain that I dropped, I believe, back right before Thanksgiving. That whole thing has shifted. And if you read the paragraph on IG, there were plenty of guys that I said were going to go on significant stretches and play themselves into the mountain. So, whenever the next MVP mountain, I'm just saying that Kawhi Leonard is going to be on that. James Harden is probably going to be on that. So, just a hint. But yeah, I love what I'm seeing. I know there are a lot of naysayers out there. My man JD, he put up a story yesterday of James Harden's big 3 that he hit at Indiana. He said, Nass doubted you. I never doubted James Harden. I just doubted the fit. It's not like the Clippers weren't good. The Clippers were good before Harden. They probably saw something with obviously the Russell Westbrook pairing and Terrence Mann potentially starting, and maybe they felt like they need more firepower offensively, and they didn't want to go through another Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, injury-riddled season. So they said, screw it, let's get the system, James Harden, to come and save us. And boy, he's been something. He has been something. So shout out to James Harden. And the Clips, they're gonna be a tough out. And it's not like they've been some good teams too. I think they're playing the Thunder right now. After this I gotta go catch that from them talking to you.